Midway Atoll. It's one of the most geographically remote places in the world, but there's plenty of activity. This speck in the middle of the Pacific is a major rookery for seabirds such as petrels, terns, and especially the Laysan albatross. Each year, 500,000 albatross chicks are born here. They spend their first 6 months on land, and they are entirely dependent on what the parents find foraging at sea. A slurry of fish eggs and squid is typical. So is the plastic.
And here we got a couple customers.
Brian Peterson is a paramedic assigned to the atoll.
And we don't have a lot of business as far as island personnel. So we do other things to keep ourselves busy. And one of the things is picking up dead birds. And we just collected probably about 50 birds this morning. We'll just leave them here and then they'll get either burned or covered up a little bit later today.
2 out of every 5 chicks born will die before they lose that downy fuzz. Dehydration and starvation. The sheer volume of the plastic doesn't leave room for food and liquid.
Okay, I'm opening up the stomach now.
Wildlife biologist John Clevitter.
We oftentimes find lighters in here, little light bulbs, toothbrushes, anything that floats that basically an albatross can eat, they'll have in their stomachs.
The North Pacific subtropical gyre is a clockwise swirl of plastic debris. Some of the trash gets hung up for decades before it spins out into different currents, or is picked up by an animal, or ends up on an island beach. Tons and tons of marine trash, and about 4/5 of it comes from land, swept out of coastal cities and into the sea.
Unfortunately, over time, plastics will probably become more and more prevalent in our oceans. So I hate to be pessimistic, but I'm sure the problem will become worse before it becomes better.